take you through the rest of tonight's results. And in the earlier kickoffs today, there were some cracking games. Arsenal went in front in Lisbon, but they actually went 2-1 behind and managed to equalise late on in the game. So going back to the Emirates, it's a 2-2 draw heading into the second leg. There were home wins for Roma and Bayer Leverkusen, and 6 goals between Union Berlin and Union Saint-Gilloise. Then, in the late kickoffs, a thumping win for Manchester United here at Old Trafford over Real Betis, 4-1. They take into that second leg out in Seville next week. Juventus have won at home against Freiburg. Sevilla, the perennial winners of this competition, have won at home against Fenerbahce, and it finished a 1-1 draw. Shakhtar were leading into the final stages of the game before Feyenoord equalised late on. And don't forget, you can see all of those goals, where there was a lot this evening, as well as all the action and talking points from the Europa Conference League as well on the highlights show. That's coming up straight after us at 10:30 this evening on BT Sport 1. But we are not done here yet. Manchester United have won 4-1. Marcus Rashford opening the scoring for United in the first half. And we're going to take a look back at all 4 of the goals and all of the talking points from what was a good night here at Old Trafford for Manchester United. See you after the break. Welcome back to Old Trafford, where Manchester United have won 4-1. Marcus Rashford opening the scoring for the Reds tonight with his 26th goal of the season in all competitions. Let's hear from Man United's star man. He's been talking to Danny Jameson.
Marcus, well done. Was that the perfect way to get Sunday out of your system?
It's always, important to win the next fixture. And yeah, it's the only way for us to bounce back, and try and continue the momentum that we had before that game. So yeah, I'm pleased that we managed to win the game, and it's put us in a good way in the tie.
Obviously a very fast start, goal after 6 minutes from yourself. How important was that?
Yeah, we always try and start quick, and a goal always helps that. But yeah, I thought that they defended the box quite well in the first half. Second half it opened up a little bit more, as expected, with the game being 1-1. But yeah, like I said, I'm pleased that we can win the game and start the tie in the right way.
That second half, getting the goals quite quickly after half-time and extending the lead as professionally as you did, I imagine as a team that was quite important.
Yeah, definitely. I think we started well in both halves. And yeah, it's always important to try and score the goals, and in the end that's the difference.
The last goal for Bo Weghorst, you could see how much it meant to him. Could also see how much it meant to the rest of the team, the way that you guys celebrated with him as well.
Yeah, 100%. As a forward, he gets joy from scoring goals. As good as he works hard and does all the other stuff, he wants to score goals. So yeah, everyone's really pleased for him.
I'm sure there's been some frank words in the last couple of days after Sunday. Your manager asked before the game that you get your standards back. Do you feel like you did that overall today?
Yeah, it's a step back in the right direction. Obviously, we have to just build on this now to gain momentum again, but we can't, put too much emphasis on Sunday because it's gone. We can't change it. But yeah, we have to look forward now to the next games.
Well done.
Thank you.
Thanks, Marcus.
Yeah, I think Sunday behind Manchester United now after that humiliating defeat, but it was the story coming into the game. So with that in mind, how important was it for Marcus Rashford to get that early goal, just to get the crowd back on their side here at Old Trafford as well?
Yeah, it was. Look, I think the crowd were brilliant anyway. Considering what happened on Sunday, I thought they were really good and behind them from the start. And they needed a very fast start to try and put this game to bed early. It didn't quite work out that way, but it was a great first goal from Marcus, and I love the pass, the quick thinking from Casemiro. It takes 4 or 5 Betis players out of it into Bruno, who, funnily enough, was on the right-hand side in this. I think he played most of the game centrally. He gets on to the end of a little bit of a mistake from the Betis defender, and I love the ruthlessness of the finish. There's no way the keeper is saving this. He has absolutely smashed it with a bit of dip on it as well, and there was no way the keeper was saving that.
Great finish, wasn't it, Owen? And the players went out there with a point to prove, and scoring so early on in the game just would have settled that as well.
Yeah, I mean, they're the 3 stars on it, Casemiro, Bruno and Marcus. They're the ones who stepped up. 6 minutes into the game, that's exactly what you need. And look, Man United top scorers, to be on that list with some of those absolute
Catching
giants.
You, Paul. 2 behind you.
He's after me now. He's a centre forward, though. I'll let him off.
It's a remarkable record, though, isn't he? Above Cristiano Ronaldo now in terms of European goals in a Manchester United shirt. 26th goal in all competitions this season for Marcus Rashford. What a season he's having. Yeah,
fantastic season. We know he's been quiet for a couple of years, really, and he was getting a lot of stick for that. But he's getting stick because we knew what this lad was capable of, and he's starting to show the world now what he is capable of.
Yeah, he only got 5 goals in the whole of last year's campaign, already on 26, as we've said. But it didn't all go United's way, despite the fact that they dominated the opening stages of the first half. Real Betis managing to get an equaliser in the first half with their first shot on target as well.
Yeah, I mean, United dominated, probably should have had another goal or two, really. But actually, when they got an opportunity to get forward, they had quite a few bodies, and this was actually a brilliant finish from Maozi Perez. You know, whether you want to say it was handball, comes off his arm there, obviously chests it first, but hits his arm and falls into his path. But take nothing away from the finish from Maozi Perez. It was brilliant. You know, they didn't attack much in that first half, but that was a real moment of quality.
It feels less important now, that handball decision, Paul, but at the moment in the game, because it was the equaliser and it got Betis back in terms of explaining why that wasn't given, just to clarify the law, because it's in the build-up to the goal and not by the goal scorer, because it was deemed as an accidental handball because it's come off the chest onto the arm, that is why that wasn't given as a handball. I know you don't like the law, though.
Still
but that is the law. I'm just here to read the laws out.
It's handball. It's not accidental handball for me.
He actually meant it, yeah.
Look at his arm. Look where his arm goes.
You think he's done that on purpose?
He's almost trying to catch it with one hand.
Jules, even if you were playing with your mates, Cosy, wouldn't you? You'd say, even in a training game in the park, you say, handball.
If you watch close, I think it touches arm first anyway. It looked arm onto chest, and look, these rules are stupid.
These laws, the way they're written, it's getting ridiculous, isn't it?
Handball's handball. It's handball. It's led to a goal, and it should have been disallowed.
Well, luckily...
The refs in their law book deem it differently. Good finish by Perez, though.
Yeah, it was a great finish by Perez. Luckily, that didn't matter too much. But before half-time, my goodness me, did they come close to going in front. Yeah,
just kind of an awkward moment. Probably Varane overhits it a bit too hard. David keeps it inside his feet, just places...
Yeah. But you know what? It wasn't a great night for playing out the back anyway, with conditions and stuff. David isn't the best footballer. Let me put it that way. And very strange pass straight to him. And United to get away with this. And as you say at the time, that could have gone to 2-1. It could have been different. But looking at the second half, I think United would have stepped up a gear anyway. And I think they've still been comfortable in this time.
Yeah, because they slightly lost their way at the end of the first half. Was it even more impressive that they came out second half and got those goals nice and early, just to kind of put the game to bed, really?
Yeah, I think Ten Hag probably would have had a go at them and said, look, you know, we should have had a couple more goals in that first half. And obviously they could have taken the lead with the little mistake that United had. But I thought second half they were brilliant. All the attacking players created opportunities. Even the players that came off from the bench, you know, Palestri and Sancho. But Bruno Fernandes was at the heart of everything good Man United did today. Anthony, obviously, we've seen in moments against Barcelona. He pops up, but this is all created from Bruno Fernandes. How about this for a little chop? Oop. Once he's in there...
You loved the build-up to this
goal, honestly, Bruno had a 2-minute spell where he was absolutely unplayable. Every touch was perfect. And Anthony, I don't know how he keeps allowing himself to get onto his left foot, because when he comes inside, you know, we saw it against Barcelona. We've seen it so many times this season. He finds a way, and that is a brilliant finish from him. It really is.
What a goal. It's his trademark goal, Paul.
It is. It's what he's very good at, that little cut inside and bends it casually into that top corner. I think as an opposing manager or coach, you'd be frustrated with that, because you know how good he is at that. You try and stop it. The left back has to try and do better. And the goalkeeper has to read that, because he's brilliant at it. But you know, with all the antics he shows on the pitch, that is one quality he really does have.
Well, is it frustrating for Manchester United fans? Because as good as he is on his left foot, he could have had a hat-trick tonight with some of the other chances that he had. Is his decision-making sometimes not right for you?
Well, to be fair, I love this one too. I think this is what he's good at, linking there. He's just got to square that. I mean, obviously, he just got a great goal, and he probably wants another one and goes for a little dink there. His teammates won't be happy with him. One thing's for sure, Eric Ten Hag wasn't happy with him as well, because that would have killed the game at that point. But yeah, just decision making. He's got to tighten that up a bit. But I think I prefer him more inside the pitch rather than outside. Outside, I think he's as comfortable. And I think when he comes inside and links more, it looks like he creates more and he's more effective, and he probably could have had a hat-trick today.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree with that. I think decision-making is something that we'll get. But we have to remember he's still, I think he's only 22 years of age. He's come over to a new country, still getting used to the league and his other players. He definitely should square that, and that's where decision-making, if that comes into a bigger game where it's a tighter game, then things like that become important.
2-1 at that point, and then Bruno Fernandes with a brilliant header, the run as he comes into the box just to get the power on the header for this third goal was absolutely brilliant from Bruno. But this is the way Manchester United wanted to see their captain respond, isn't it?
Yeah, a great header, but actually we're going to look at a bit more detail there. You just see, you know, Luke Shaw puts in a great ball. He knows exactly what he wants. Obviously, the two players there are just pinning it, so he gets a little moment there to get a free header. It's honestly, it's really good from the United coaches, you know, just provide this little moment. Little, you know, whether it's Varane or Marcus or Casemiro or Martinez at that near post, they're just providing a little moment to get the ball into that area. And he was brilliant, Bruno Fernandes, today. Obviously creating, scoring, setting goals up. Honestly, he was the best player on the pitch.
Before the game, we talked about the criticism he received after the 7-0 defeat. Saw a lot better of him tonight, didn't we? That's the Bruno we've seen this season.
Yeah, it was, and I think a lot of it comes from playing centrally, where he's more comfortable. As I said before the game, he sacrificed himself a lot, being shoved out to the left, being shoved out to the right. He was brilliant today in that central midfield role. He probably played a little bit deeper than Fred did, really, and tried to control the game, and thought he was sensational. As I said, good composure, and that's what you expect from a Manchester midfield player and a captain. There's none of them antics. There was one slight incident that we may have a look at that was probably out of character a little bit, and he possibly got away with us. Well, you know what? I think Robbie Savage described it perfectly on the commentary.
It's not often Robbie
I'm just
Savage
going to say,
gets something perfectly right, is it?
which is a big surprise to all of us. But look, he does go over the top, and I think Robbie said it's just the side of his boot which catches him, not his studs. But it was a stupid thing to do because the game was comfortable, and he has got slightly lucky. He's gone right over the top of the ball into his shin. But as Robbie said, it was just the side of his boot and not his
Yeah, it's not a red. It's not a red. It's a yellow. But I think, obviously, if what happened, they probably had the team meeting where they showed them not tracking back and not tackling. So you've got it in your head. You think, right, I'm going to go press. I'm going to go tackle. And they did that today. But it's never been a red, though.
Do you think it's just the passion? He wanted to show that out there after what happened at the weekend, and it just kind of went a little bit far on that one.
It was just a bit stupid, really. There was no need for it. I think they were up in the game at the time. I'm not quite sure whether it was 3 or 4-1. It was a little bit of a risk and a gamble that he didn't really need to take.
OK, well, we've been talking about how much Wout Weghorst's goal meant to him. We're not going to show you it yet. We're going to show you it after the break and talk a bit more about his celebration. And we'll be getting the thoughts of Erik ten Hag after this.
Fizzed in Rashford, opportunity for him, and 1-0 to Manchester United, just what they were looking for. Opportunity fizzed across the goal line in. Jose Perez to put Real Betis level. Perez deflected off the post. After that left foot looking to curl, what a goal by Anthony to put Manchester United back in charge. Oh, what a wonderful goal for Bruno Fernandes. McTominay and Weghorst score now, 4-1.
Manchester United are one step closer to the quarter-finals of the Europa League after a 4-1 victory over Real Betis in the first leg here at Old Trafford tonight. Let's get the thoughts of the United boss, Erik ten Hag. He's been talking to Danny.
Erik, well done. What did you make of your side's performance tonight?
I think we played a very good game. Both halves. I think in half-time already we should have been up by 3-0. And then it's 1-1, one mistake. We can punish for it. But I think we play well. Second half especially. 4-1, good goals, good performance. I think also give something to the fans. And they give us something back as well because they were behind us. And yeah, very grateful after Sunday.
You asked for the standards to return. Did you get everything that you asked for tonight, do you think?
Yeah, there was a good attitude from the start. Front foot, we were good on the ball. Finding spare men in the midfield. We make good switches. They make good runs behind. Created a lot of chances. Yes, so we are happy today.
As you mentioned, lots of chances created in the first half. After Betis got their goal, it seemed like they got a bit more of a foothold in the game. What did you say to them at half-time to get another fast start in the second half?
Yeah, but it's always see how a team reacts after a setback. And you see once again, and this is not the first time this season. I think already 5-6 times we can reset and we can bounce back. And this team has character. So a big compliment to the team.
In terms of the goal scorers, how pleased were you that Bruno got a goal after the noise around his performance at the weekend, and also Wout Weghorst as well? You could see how much it meant to him.
Yeah, of course, for a striker, and he was so close many times already, and he created so many chances and goals for others by making space, and now he has his goal, so he deserved it. And by Bruno, I think he was brilliant today. He led the team from the first minute by his game in possession. Make the rhythm of the game and then score a goal, so I'm happy.
If there was any danger of confidence getting knocked at the weekend, I imagine a performance like that, you could see the second half, the confidence was right back with the team.
Yes, and I think also the subs make a good impact, and Aaron, Jaden, and then you see the when we tie, when we bring the two last subs up, straight they make 4-1 and create action from Pelle, and then finish by Scott, and then the rebound is for Wout.
Very well done today.
Okay, you're welcome.
Well, he's obviously delighted with the win tonight, and delighted for Wout Weghorst as well, because prior to tonight, whenever Erik ten Hag was asked about Weghorst's contribution to the team, he's always been really pleased with what he's been offering, but only his second goal in a Manchester United shirt, his first one here at Old Trafford, and his first European goal for the club as well. You could see what it meant to him too.
Yeah, I think he was slightly pleased with his goal. I think he's been waiting for that. Look, I think everyone at the club was pleased for him. I think the players around him.
How does Palestri do,
Yeah,
by
I
the
was
way?
going to say, he's made a case for himself tonight. Palestri looked really quick down that right-hand side. I think he started every game for Uruguay in the World Cup, so he's been
his
patient.
first involvement in the game as well, wasn't it?
Literally
Yeah,
came on for a minute, didn't he?
Straight to him, and he goes right round the houses there. Still beats him for pace, and the big man pops up with a goal. You could see how happy people were for him. He does do a lot of very hard work and a lot of work that probably goes unseen a bit, but you can see the other players around him appreciating him. Look at that. So happy to score for Man United at Old Trafford, which is, can tell you, is a brilliant feeling.
That was right in front of us here, wasn't it, Owen? Right at the corner flag.
Yeah, that's, you know, look, 2 goals in 15 if you send it forward, you know. But the thing is, the team's playing well, actually. And I think since he's come, he started every game, you know. So obviously Marcus is getting a lot of the headlines, and Bruno Fernandes and Anthony, but he's putting a shift in for the boys, making runs for them, setting things up. But you could tell he was delighted that he got on the score sheet as well.
And you talked about Palestri's involvement in that goal. He completely created the opportunity out of nothing when you're probably expecting him to probably pass it backwards at that point. Why haven't we seen more of him?
I don't know. I was amazed, actually, how quick he was. You know, a lot of the guys, you see Jaden and Anthony, they like to dribble and slow down and come inside. He doesn't want any of that. He's just getting on the outside, old school, just sprinting past people. And it was good to see, because I think when he does that, I think the centre-forwards know when the ball's going to come, where a lot of the other wingers, they take a lot of touches. But to be fair, Scholes's right, that was a brilliant cameo. You know, I think United fans would love to see a little bit more of him.
And at 4-1 up, going into the second leg, there was no changes coming into tonight, which surprised us all after the 7-0 defeats. Ten Hag has obviously validated his reasons for going with the same team, but being 4-1 up, going out to Seville next week, can you expect changes? Could we maybe see Palestri start?
Yeah, I'm sure we could. I just think with Ten Hag, he doesn't seem to make many changes, whatever the situation in games. I think he likes players having rhythm in the game, but you know, you'd have to think with the schedule they've had, the amount of games they've had, these players need a rest now. I thought Luke Shaw sounded like he needed a rest. Casemiro possibly needs a rest. And bring these young players in, give them a little bit of a taste and an experience of European football, and hopefully it'll stand them in good stead for the future.
Yeah, that was his European debut for Manchester United tonight, and involved in the goal, as we said. So Southampton here at Old Trafford again, 20 games unbeaten at home. United absolutely flying at Old Trafford this season, haven't lost here since September. Is the season back on track after that little blip on Sunday?
Big blip. It was a big blip. But yeah, no, and it is back on track, and hopefully they can win another trophy, obviously still in the FA Cup. I think they're favourites, obviously, to win this competition as well. So who knows, could finish with 3 trophies. That would be amazing.
Okay. Good night's work here tonight, eh?
Very good.
Nice. All right, guys, thank you so much for your company as always. We will see you next week for the second leg, but do stick around on BT Sport 1 because we've got the highlights from all of tonight's games on the way, all of the goals to show you as well, and there were plenty, weren't there, Reshman?
There certainly were. There always are, aren't there, in these two competitions. And you know what? All the English sides were back. We've just seen how well Manchester United did. We're going to find out what Arsenal did in Portugal, what West Ham did in Cyprus as well. I'm in the company of Don and Chris. Always a fun night. Make sure you join us after the break.